right. Good morning, everyone. Feels like a while since I did this like this. I don't know when my last in-person announcement was, but I feel like I missed the last one, so it's been a while. So for those of you that don't know me, although I feel like most of you probably do know me, but I am Kendra McDonald, and I am the CEO of Canada's Ocean Supercluster. And I am so pleased to join you here in person and virtually. I think we've got a virtual audience as well, so thank you for joining us on this beautiful December morning from St. John's. So I would like to begin by acknowledging the lands on which we gather today in person. They are the ancestral homelands of the Beothuk, and the island of Newfoundland as the ancestral homeland of the Mi'kmaq and Beothuk. I would also like to recognize the Inuit of Nunatsiavut, Nunatukovut, and the Innu of Nitassinan, and their ancestors as the original people of Labrador. There's some words, no matter how many times I practice them, I still can't, they tongue twist when I start. We also have a virtual audience today, and so I would like to acknowledge the Indigenous peoples of all the lands which we each call home. We do this to reaffirm our commitment and responsibility in improving relationships between nations and improving our own understanding of local Indigenous peoples and their cultures. Please take a moment in reflection to acknowledge the harms and mistakes of the past and consider how we can each, in our own way, move forward in a spirit of reconciliation and collaboration. I am just back from BC last night, hence why I'm having trouble with pronunciation this morning. In fact, I got in at 2 o'clock this morning, so it was a very short night. But it was really exciting to be there, and what I can say is I've had lots of chances to travel around over the last few months, from Shippagan to Rimouski, although I did that one virtually from the Toronto airport, Ottawa, Victoria, Halifax, virtual engagement, St. John's, all across the country. There is incredible and increasing momentum happening in ocean innovation in Canada. And from Portugal to San Diego to Spain to Germany to Iceland and many places in between, this fall we have been helping tell Canada's ocean story to the world, building awareness, exploring new opportunities, and building new partnerships. In doing this, we have continuously heard that the world is increasingly watching what is happening in ocean in Canada with great interest. In Halifax in October, we co-hosted the first ever World Ocean Technology and Innovation Summit with The Economist and other Canadian partners. This brought together members of the global investment community, international leaders in sustainable ocean development, as well as leaders across government, including our Prime Minister. Amongst many of the takeaways from that conference, a particular theme was the strength of the Canadian Global Innovation Cluster model, with some calling it the gold standard. This was certainly a moment of pride for us all. And just last month in Portugal, together with our partners Startup Genome and Novarium, we released a Blue Economy report ranking the strongest ocean ecosystems in the world. Canada took 4 of the top 35 spots, with Atlantic Canada ranking 10th, Vancouver 14th, Calgary 27th, and Toronto Waterloo at 35th. Today we are here to announce 2 exciting new projects that will contribute further to that momentum, with innovation that will change the way we do our work on the ocean and the way that we do ocean business. However, before I do that, I would like to take a couple of minutes to officially share our ambition for Canada's ocean economy, which is the document that you had sitting on your chair. We've been working on this for the last number of months. And so as Canada's Ocean Supercluster embarks on its continued mandate, we wanted to do so with an ambition for what the broader, collective Canadian ocean economy could be. We talk a lot about the global targets and global growth, but when you look from a Canadian perspective, in 2019, Canada's ocean economy contributed $39 billion to the Canadian GDP. That's about 1.5% of GDP, and for those of you that have heard me speak before, this is not the first time I've mentioned this, but it is something we're still trying to work on. The average worldwide has an ocean economy that generates over 3% of their total GDP. And so today, despite having the longest coastline and the fourth largest ocean territory, we are half the world average when it comes to our contribution to GDP from our ocean economy. So that creates an incredible amount of opportunity. If you take that significant growth potential and you pair it with the projected global growth in ocean, that will far outpace the growth of the broader global economy. This is an opportunity that is truly transformational. This document was informed by over 400 stakeholders across the country in ocean industry, technology, innovation, research, economics, government, community, and workforce. And so I'm excited to share this Ambition 2035 document with you, an ambition for 5 times growth, $220 billion for Canada's ocean economy by 2035. Woohoo! Yay! This is an ambition we want Canada's ocean community to rally behind. So this is not just about the Ocean Supercluster. This is really about saying, as a community across the country, as a network of networks, what is our ambition for Canada and Canada's ocean economy, and how do each of the players fit into that broader ambition? So we're telling one common vision story, and then we all play different roles in achieving that target. 5 times growth in ocean is an opportunity for people in this province and across Canada, whether you live beside the ocean or not. That type of growth creates opportunities for everyone. It's an opportunity for students in research, for increased data collection for decision making, for more new and scaling ocean companies, for increased participation and collaboration with Indigenous peoples, for innovative solutions for rural, coastal, and northern communities that address accelerated impacts of addressing accelerated impacts of climate change, increased competitiveness, and significant commercial opportunities for Canadian SMEs in global markets, and tens of thousands of new jobs supported by a well-skilled, diverse workforce. Automation will not get us there alone. We're going to need people. This growth and opportunity is driven primarily by energy. If you look at the analysis that's in the document, less carbon-intense solutions today, and significant investment in renewables, including offshore wind, supporting the production of hydrogen, and driving clean transportation. It's driven by sustainable seafood to help meet the growing demand for protein, and by marine transportation, moving goods and people, modern vessels, innovative solutions to help decarbonize shipping, net zero emissions, and investments in our ports. As well as in tourism. Tourism actually represents almost 30%, more than a quarter, of global ocean sector now and in 2030. And Canada has much opportunity to grow. And finally, this is supported by investments in our public sector, our academic institutions, our government research, as well as a number of our Ocean Protection Plan, Canadian Coast Guard, Royal Canadian Navy, all those that play a procurement role that helps to encourage domestic growth of our ocean companies. So, spoiler alert, I already told you it was there, but my notes tell me to tell you now. It's on your seat. And so it gives you more detail on what I just said. But it will take all of us. And I would say the number one piece of feedback that I heard going across the country was, this is all very nice. We're generally supportive. Some people wanted 10. So 10 by 2035 might not be doable, but that's awesome. But we have to do it differently. How we work together has to change. The conversations that we're having have to change. The speed at which we move has to change. Getting the barriers out of the way, we have to be able to do all of that more quickly to be able to achieve this. So how are we going to do that differently? Canada's Ocean Supercluster now has over 500 members from coast to coast to coast. 86 projects approved with a total value close to $400 million, and we've only just begun. As we look at the next 5 years, with a lot of momentum and a lot of learning behind us, and lots more opportunity in front of us, where we will focus our activity on clean energy, sustainable marine shipping, future of food, and climate solutions, and building the companies and the workforce behind it. And today, now for why we're all here, this just gives me an opportunity to tell a story before I actually announce the projects, because I get to speak first. So today we are here to introduce 2 new projects led from right here in Newfoundland and Labrador that are delivering innovative solutions that will benefit our offshore workers and our ocean environment itself. We are joined by 2 special guests, the first of which I will introduce now. MP Joanne Thompson is here on behalf of the Government of Canada to announce the funding allocated to these projects, which helps make the advancement of these technologies in ocean possible. Please join me in welcoming MP Thompson to provide remarks.
Bonjour, good morning. I am so pleased to be here. Thank you, Kendra, and thank you for your important work with the Ocean Supercluster. Ambition 2035 is a wonderful opportunity for Newfoundland and Labrador to capitalize on expanding our presence in the ocean economy. With the vision of Ambition 2035, we will work together to drive growth, deliver solutions, and build a strong ocean community. It is a pleasure for me to be here today on behalf of my friend and colleague, the Minister of Innovation, Science and Industry, François-Philippe Champagne. The Ocean Supercluster works every day to push the limits of Canada's ocean economy to ensure Canada is a world leader in innovation. Since its launch, the cluster has been doing an impressive job of investing in projects, helping firms scale up, and positioning Canada as a global leader in ocean research and ocean economy. In fact, Canada's ocean economy employs almost 350,000 Canadians and contributes more than $36 billion to our GDP, with an incredible opportunity for even more growth in front of us. Which brings me to why I'm here today. I have 2 exciting projects to announce that the cluster will be supporting. The first is a fatigue management project, which will create a comprehensive tool to help mitigate fatigue in seafarers. The $5 million project will leverage the power of biometrics, environmental data, and will give people the power to see the signs of fatigue and offer ways to mitigate it. Simply put, it will help keep our workers safe. The second is for CMAS project. The $6.3 million project will change how coastlines are mapped, allowing for near real-time monitoring, and will deliver, again, very useful data to folks throughout the marine industry. That includes people who are working in life sciences, climate change monitoring, and even emergency and infrastructure planning. These 2 projects will carry a total investment of nearly $13 million, with more than $4 million coming from the federal government. The projects announced today are vital in growing our economy and to making significant advancements in science and research. And this is why the government has made a firm commitment to science and evidence-based decision-making. Because as we can see here, today's science discovery is tomorrow's innovation strategy and advantage. Thank you once again to Kendra and the Ocean Supercluster for your important work, your vision on how Newfoundland and Labrador, and indeed all of Atlantic Canada, can be a leader in the ocean, the Canadian ocean economy. Merci. Thank you.
Thank you so much, MP Thompson, and to the Government of Canada for your ongoing support of Canada's Ocean Supercluster and for joining us for today's announcement. Next, I'd like to welcome from the Government of Newfoundland and Labrador, Minister Sarah Studley. The province is a contributing funder in a number of OSC projects, including one of the projects to be announced today. We are pleased to work with IET to advance these opportunities in ocean. I'd like to now invite Minister Studley to provide remarks.
Thank you, everyone. I feel like I'm in a room of my friends. This is lovely. And we are so lucky here in Newfoundland and Labrador to have the Ocean Supercluster, in Atlantic Canada. And I think the opportunities for the businesses here, and for research, Marine Institute, Memorial University, and lots of, increasing our tax base and all of that is wonderful. So thank you so much. And I also, I guess, want to say a special thank you to, Training Works, CompuSalt, Marine Institute, for bringing transformative projects like this forward. It's incredibly important, and the money's there. We just got to get people to sit together and put the proposals together and have the vision, and, together with the Ocean Supercluster and the provincial government is here to support you. So I want to say a special shout out to Tamara and Des. They put together a team that's providing tailored solutions that make a real difference to workers. And I was reading a bit more about the, fatigue risk management. And so putting on my minister hat, I'm in charge of occupational health and safety and highway safety. And so, in my head, I'm like, ding, ding, drive, trucking, all that. But I know this is marine, so obviously that's, a very important project. But lots of opportunities in this type of area. So, hats off to you for putting these amazing ideas together, and the team. And, we're here today to celebrate, this come to life. And I'm very pleased to announce that the Government of Newfoundland and Labrador is contributing $335,000 towards your research and development project. So thank you very much. And I also want to give a shout out to Harris. I don't think we've met, but I heard you've been instrumental on this file, so thank you very much. I think I saw you come in, but thank you very much. And if anyone has any projects or anything the provincial government can help with, feel free to reach out to myself or Minister Andrew Parsons anytime. We are here to help, and to thank you again to the Ocean Supercluster and to the federal government for helping to drive the economy in Newfoundland and Labrador. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister Studley. Minister Studley and I were on the board of TechNL before it was TechNL and before she was Minister Studley. So it's always, I still find it a bit strange. But I do know that she has a passion for technology, and so it's through new technology and processes and projects like those being announced today that we can support the digitalization of our ocean, making it safer and more efficient for workers while driving significant ocean growth. So now I'd like to introduce the first of our two OSC projects today, the Adaptive Micro-Learning Technology Project, the future of marine fatigue risk mitigation. Led by Training Works, this project is creating an innovative tool for fatigue risk mitigation in marine organizations by leveraging combined advancements in biometrics, environmental data, and microlearning. And this is why I need to read my notes, because I would never have remembered that without being able to read it. In the Adaptive Learning Technology Project, Training Works will work with partners CompuSalt, Altera Infrastructure, Kikatalik Corporation, and the Fisheries and Marine Institute of Memorial University of Newfoundland and Labrador to develop a commercially viable fatigue risk mitigation learning technology that can be scaled across marine industries. With a total project value of close to $5 million, the OSC will provide $1.9 million in funding, with the balance coming from project partners, including the Government of Newfoundland and Labrador, contributing $335,000. And to talk more about this exciting project, I'd like to invite Tamara Vacher, CEO of Training Works, to the podium.
So Sarah, I wish I had the ease that you had in front of people. I don't, but it's lovely to be in the room today. I am delighted to be with you today on the occasion of the official launch of our project, Adaptive Learning Technology, the Future of Fatigue Risk Mitigation. To begin, I would like to thank Joanne Thompson, MP for St. John's East, and Minister Sarah Studley from the Government of Newfoundland and Labrador for joining us today. This occasion really does allow the bringing together of all those who make research and innovation a reality in Newfoundland and Labrador, and truly Canada. To this end, I would like to extend our thanks to our funding partners, Canada's Ocean Supercluster and the Government of Newfoundland and Labrador, and also to our Supercluster, or to our project partners, Kikatalik Corporation, Altera Infrastructure, the Marine Institute of Memorial University of Newfoundland and Labrador, and CompuSalt Limited. Say that it takes a village to raise a child. Well, it certainly takes a village to support a project like this, and we are very lucky to have an incredible village surrounding us. So fatigue and its associated risks are widely acknowledged in the marine industry, and truly, Sarah, as you said, across all industries. Our goal is to enhance our flagship technology, Skilltinuous, using advancements in biometric and environmental technologies to identify fatigue markers in seafarers. Once the markers are identified, Skilltinuous will deliver countermeasures in the form of microlearning to mitigate the risk of fatigue. This really is a groundbreaking project that will have wide-ranging benefits for worker safety in the marine industry. It will give seafarers and their organizations the tools to recognize, understand, and mitigate the risks of fatigue. It is a critical advancement in a sector where irregular schedules, challenging operating conditions, and sometimes operations across multiple time zones impact the level of worker fatigue and associated risks. With the help of our industry partners, Kikatalik Corporation and Altera Infrastructure, we will be able to design and enhance our Skilltinuous platform so that it fits the operational reality of the sector and bring the greatest value to the seafarers and the organizations themselves. We are very pleased to be leading this project and hope to create a technology that will help seafarers, their organizations, and truly the communities in which they operate be safer. Thank you very much for this opportunity today, and we certainly look forward to providing you with updates as the project progresses. Thank you.
I'm not sure I've done an announcement since we stopped wiping the, the microphone every time. It's exciting. Thank you, Tamara and the project team. We look forward to seeing this technology introduced to our marine workforce. Our next project is also using technological advancements to improve processes and how we work in the marine sector in a very different way. I'm pleased to announce the CMAS project, which stands for Coastal Mapping, Monitoring via Autonomous Systems and Services. You might want to stick to CMAS if you're trying to remember. Using uncrewed autonomous vehicles, this project will develop a near real-time monitoring solution for the ocean's near-shore zone to deliver actionable data to marine industries. The CMAS project is led by CompuSalt, together with Canadian partners Strobeltech, Spirit Robotics, Pixie Canada, Cognitive Spark, and the Government of Nova Scotia, as well as an international partner, Resolve Robotics. With a total project value of over $6.3 million, the OSC will provide $1.8 million in funding, with the balance coming from project partners. To tell us more about the CMAS project, I'd like to welcome Paul Mitten, VP of CompuSalt, to the podium.
Thank you, Kendra, and thank you all. It's nice to be here today, especially on a sunny day in St. John's. I'd like to begin by first thanking the Government of Canada through the Ocean Supercluster and also the Government of Nova Scotia through Nova Scotia Business Inc., and not least of all our many CMAS project partners, Strobeltech, Spirit Robotics, and Pixie Canada, all for their financial contributions to this CMAS initiative. I'd also like to recognize the following organizations that in the outset of us trying to put together our proposal provided very useful letters of support which helped us achieve approval for CMAS from the OSC. And those included Defence Research and Development Canada, or DRDC Atlantic, the Nunavut Fisheries Association, the Kikatalik Business Development Corporation, the Nova Scotia Department of Fisheries and Aquaculture, and the Open Geospatial Consortium, or OGC. So why CMAS? Well, you could also ask, why do we choose that acronym? But anyway, had to come up with something. But anyway, CMAS is there because starting off with Canada, as Kendra mentioned earlier, has the world's longest coastline. And coastlines also represent much of the world's economically and environmentally critical areas, and most of the world's people live and work near coastal zones. So coastal areas are extremely important to everybody on this planet. And they're coming under increasing pressure due to climate change, pollution, and other factors that we all see in the news practically every day. So coastlines are therefore crucial sources of biodiversity, and they're key to human activities, our infrastructure, our security, and ultimately our economy and well-being. But they remain difficult to monitor using traditional methods. Traditional approach is what we like to call boots on beaches, boots in boats, and airplanes carrying expensive equipment, all of which are extremely costly to operate on an ongoing basis. So monitoring coastal conditions in Canada and globally is acutely needed, but challenged by our current inability to continuously acquire, maintain, and apply relevant information for, as mentioned, actionable intelligence, again, as Kendra indicated. So CompuSalt wanted to offer a solution to help address that situation by drawing upon our extensive experience and strengths in areas such as geospatial information solutions, Internet of Things, and uncrewed autonomous systems, and our associated Web Enterprise Suite and Nanic robotics solutions for those. But we knew a collaborative effort was also necessary, and collaboration has been mentioned here earlier today, and it's becoming more and more important daily as well. We therefore reached out to and were able to assemble a team of like-minded national and international partners, Strobel Tech, and there's representatives from Strobel Tech here today, Spirit Robotics, Pixie Canada, Resolve Robotics from the UK, and Cognova Technologies from Nova Scotia, who bring to CMAS their expertise in a number of areas, including air and sea-based autonomous systems, interoperability, data analytics, and much more. With this team, we think that our vision for CMAS represents a necessary and comprehensive solution that will positively impact coastal defense and security, search and rescue, and environmental monitoring, mitigation, and remediation. We've now recently begun the initial efforts to implement CMAS based on our combined products and experience. So 2023 will see the rollout of the initial system with simulation and real-world testing in multiple coastal and potentially other environments. I've been traveling a lot lately, just as my business partner Barry O'Rourke and I often do, but we've been shopping the CMAS concept around the world, and we have some significant interest from government defense agencies in the United States, in Europe, in the Caribbean, and elsewhere. And we expect that there will be, and we in fact also recently, with another collaborative partnership between European companies and CompuSalt, submitted a major proposal to the Horizon funding program in the EU just last week, I believe it was. And that is also, in our case, leveraging the CMAS technologies of ourselves and our partners for something that we may be able to deploy in Europe over the next couple of years. So we are very much looking forward to participation with many different collaborators in Canada and around the world. And thank you again for the funding support we received from the Canadian and the Nova Scotia provincial governments. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Thank you, Paul. One of our many objectives at the Ocean Supercluster is to increase the ocean workforce inclusion, building a more inclusive workforce. It is exciting to note so many female leaders as part of our event this morning. So, and great to have you here too, Paul, but just, just to know. Thank you to everyone who has joined us here in person and virtually today. By 2030, the global ocean economy will be valued at $4 trillion Canadian, representing a doubling in the size of the ocean economy in 15 years. It is through technology and innovation that we can both leverage this opportunity and contribute to a healthier planet, with sustainable solutions in traditional ocean sectors and in emerging ones. We have the longest coastline in the world. You may have heard that a few times this morning. The 4th largest ocean territory, and some of the most innovative people on the planet, right here in this province and from coast to coast to coast. We are, however, not the only country that sees the opportunity, and so momentum and speed is really important. The projects that we have announced today are a testament to the really incredible solutions that can be developed here and sold to the world. For us, this is not only about accelerating these opportunities, but also to help facilitate collaboration, a more cohesive, connected ocean community in Canada. Again, I want to say a really big congratulations to TrainingWorks and CompuSalt and your project teams. These are projects that are innovative and exciting, and your work is creating new capabilities that have tremendous value here and with applications around the world. Congratulations again, Thank you so much for coming. Merci pour être ici aujourd'hui. Stay safe, everyone. Thank you.